Imagine this. A vibrant, ambitious young woman in her 20s walks into a room full of people her own age, yet her eyes keep drifting toward the man across the way, confident, composed, carrying an aura that feels like quiet power. She's not looking for a boy who's still figuring life out. She's drawn to something deeper, something that speaks to her soul on a level most people her age can't reach. Why does this happen? Why do so many younger women, full of energy and potential, consciously choose partners who are 20, even 30 years older? It's not random. It's not rebellion. It's psychology at work. Female psychology that reveals timeless truths about what women truly crave once they move past the surface sparkle of youth. Tonight, we're diving straight into the heart of this magnetic pull. We'll uncover the hidden drivers, the emotional needs, the evolutionary wiring, and the real-life stories that make this choice not just common, but profoundly logical for the women making it. You might think it's just about money or status, but that's only the shallow beginning. What you're about to hear will challenge everything you believe about attraction, maturity, and what really builds lasting desire in a woman's heart. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll see the world of relationships in a completely new light, and you might just discover why this dynamic keeps winning hearts across generations. But first, let's set the scene with a moment that changes everything. Picture her, 25, career just taking off, surrounded by peers who are still chasing thrills and uncertain futures. Then she meets him, not through some app swipe, but in a setting where his presence commands respect without trying. In that first conversation, something clicks. It's not just charm. It's the way he listens, really listens, with the kind of patience that only comes from years of navigating life's storms. She feels seen, valued, protected in a way no one her age has ever made her feel. This isn't fantasy. This is the quiet revolution happening in relationships right now. And if you're wondering whether this could explain the spark you've noticed or the connection you've longed for, keep listening, because what comes next might just rewrite your understanding of love itself. For dramatic effect, cliffhanger. But the real reason she stays, that's where everything flips. Now let's go deeper. Female psychology isn't a mystery box. It's a sophisticated system shaped by evolution, experience, and emotion. Younger women, especially those who are self-aware and ambitious, often reach a point where the excitement of same-age dating starts to feel hollow. The parties, the endless texting games, the shared confusion about careers and identity, it begins to weigh on them. They start craving stability, not as a cage, but as a launch pad. An older man represents that stability not through promises, but through proven action. He's already built something. He's faced failures and risen. That resilience becomes incredibly attractive because it signals safety in an uncertain world. Think about it psychologically. Women are wired for emotional security on a primal level. Studies in evolutionary psychology consistently show that while physical youth signals fertility, long-term mate selection prioritizes resources, wisdom, and emotional regulation. A man who has 20 or 30 years of life experience carries a different energy. He doesn't panic over small setbacks. He doesn't need constant validation. His confidence is quiet, earned, and that calm presence acts like a magnet for a younger woman's nervous system. She feels her anxiety melt away in his company. For the first time, she can breathe, dream bigger, and focus on her own growth without carrying the emotional load of an immature partner. This isn't about control. It's about complementarity. Younger women today are under immense pressure, social media comparisons, career demands, financial uncertainty. Many describe feeling exhausted by dating men who are still finding themselves. An older partner offers perspective. He's been there. He can guide without lecturing, support without smothering. He remembers a world before constant notifications, and that groundedness feels refreshing. She doesn't have to teach him basic emotional intelligence. It's already there, refined through decades of real relationships, losses, and victories. Let's make this relatable. Sarah, a 27-year-old marketing executive, spent years dating guys in their late 20s. Fun at first, weekend trips, late-night talks about dreams. But eventually the pattern emerged. Flaky plans, financial struggles that became her burden, jealousy over her success. Then she met David, 52, a successful consultant who had built and sold 2 companies. Their first date wasn't flashy. It was a quiet dinner where he asked thoughtful questions about her ambitions and actually listened to the answers. He shared stories from his own career lows that taught her strategies she could use immediately. Within months, she felt more supported in her goals than ever before. "He doesn't compete with me," she said. "He elevates me." This story repeats across countless women who discover that age gap relationships often provide the rare combination of passion and peace. Curious yet? There's more layers to this psychology. One major factor is the concept of hypergamy, the innate drive in women to seek partners who represent growth, not just equality. In modern terms, it means choosing someone who expands her world. An older man often embodies higher emotional maturity, better conflict resolution skills, and a clearer sense of purpose. He's less likely to play games because he's already learned they don't work. Younger women sense this authenticity instantly. It cuts through the noise of performative masculinity they encounter daily. Another powerful element is the father figure dynamic, but not in the simplistic, dismissive way people assume. Many women who had distant or inconsistent fathers seek healthy masculine energy that provides the guidance they missed. This isn't weakness, it's healing. A secure older man offers mentorship wrapped in romance. He celebrates her independence while providing a steady anchor. Psychologists note that this dynamic fulfills attachment needs for security, while igniting attraction through contrast. Her youthful vitality meets his seasoned depth, creating electric chemistry that feels addictive. Let's talk about confidence and presence. By the time a man reaches his 40s or 50s, if he's done the inner work, he radiates a different kind of sex appeal. It's not six-pack abs, though many maintain fitness. It's the way he walks into a room, the timbre of his voice, the stories etched into his laugh lines. Younger women respond to this because it signals genetic fitness through survival, someone who has thrived, adapted, and still desires connection. In a world of anxious, uncertain young men glued to screens, this presence stands out like a beacon. Financial stability plays a role, but it's rarely the sole driver, despite what cynics claim. Women today are earning more than ever. What they truly value is the freedom and reduced stress that comes with a partner who isn't scrambling. It allows her to pursue creative passions, travel, or start a family without immediate panic. This practical security translates into emotional openness. She feels safe being vulnerable, sharing fears, and building a future. That vulnerability deepens intimacy far beyond what casual dating offers. But let's address the curiosity head-on. What about the physical side? Isn't age a barrier? Not for many. Attraction isn't purely visual for women the way it often is for men. Female desire is deeply contextual, tied to emotional connection, status, and the feeling of being desired by a capable man. Many younger women report that older partners bring patience, skill, and attentiveness to intimacy that younger men lack. There's less rush, more exploration, more focus on her pleasure. This creates stronger bonds and more satisfying experiences, reinforcing the choice. Now consider the social and cultural shifts amplifying this trend. In an era of delayed adulthood, many young men are still living like adolescents well into their 30s. Meanwhile, young women are hitting milestones faster. Higher education, career focus, self-awareness. The mismatch grows. Older men who have embraced growth become the logical counterparts. They've outgrown the party phase. They value deep conversation, shared goals, loyalty. Women notice this maturity gap and choose accordingly. Let's explore the emotional intelligence angle more profoundly. Decades of life teach nuance, how to read emotions, de-escalate arguments, express affection meaningfully. A younger woman tired of drama finds relief here. Arguments don't spiral into days of silence. Instead, issues are addressed with calm logic and empathy. This creates a relationship where she feels like a partner, not a therapist or competitor. Psychologically, this fulfills her need for a secure base from which she can soar. Stories abound. Take Maria, 24, who left a turbulent relationship with a 28-year-old musician for a 55-year-old entrepreneur. With my ex, every disagreement was a battlefield. With Michael, it's a conversation that ends in solutions and closeness. She describes feeling cherished, not chased. His experience allowed him to appreciate her youth without trying to possess it. This balance, admiration for her energy combined with protective strength, is intoxicating. Curiosity builds when we consider long-term vision. Younger women thinking about family see older men as ready, not reluctant. They've often resolved their own identity issues and are present for fatherhood in ways younger men still struggle with. The patience to raise children with wisdom, the financial foundation to provide. These are powerful subconscious draws. There's also the allure of legacy and purpose. An older man often has a defined mission in life. Aligning with that gives her life added meaning. She becomes part of something bigger, building empires, traveling the world, creating impact. This shared adventure keeps the spark alive far longer than fleeting youthful romances. Let's dive into the neuroscience briefly for deeper impact. When a woman feels protected and valued by a high-value older man, her brain releases higher levels of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Dopamine surges from the excitement of his world. Cortisol stress drops. This biochemical cocktail creates powerful attachment. It's why many describe these relationships as addictive. In the best way, they feel like home while remaining thrilling. Realism check. Not every age gap relationship succeeds. Challenges exist. Different energy levels, generational references, health concerns later on. But women who choose consciously weigh these and often find the benefits outweigh them. They enter with eyes open, drawn by genuine connection rather than illusion. Motivationally, this dynamic empowers both sides. For younger women, it's choosing quality over conformity. For older men who have invested in themselves, it's validation that growth never stops attracting. Society may judge, but psychology and real outcomes prove otherwise. These relationships often last because they're built on complementary strengths rather than fleeting similarities. Continuing this exploration, let's address the elephant in the room: power dynamics. Critics claim imbalance, but mature age gap couples report equality in different forms. She brings fresh perspectives, adaptability, vitality. He brings wisdom, resources, steadiness. Together they create synergy. She feels empowered, not diminished. Many women say these relationships helped them accelerate personal growth faster than peers in same-age dynamics. Relatability deepens with common experiences. The young woman who felt invisible or undervalued in college dating scenes suddenly finds herself deeply appreciated. Her opinions matter. Her ambitions are championed. This validation heals insecurities and boosts self-worth. In turn, she inspires him to stay vibrant, adventurous, and connected to new ideas. It's mutual evolution. The sexual psychology is fascinating too. Female arousal often peaks later and responds strongly to psychological stimuli, dominance mixed with care, experience, and emotional safety. Older men who have mastered these elements create profound satisfaction. The age gap itself can heighten the taboo thrill, making intimacy more intense. As we near deeper waters, consider cultural examples throughout history. From literature to modern celebrities, the pattern persists because it aligns with innate preferences. Cleopatra, Elizabeth Taylor, and countless modern success stories show younger women thriving with older partners. It's not anomaly, it's archetype. Building curiosity further. What specific traits trigger this choice most powerfully? Number 1, emotional availability without neediness. Older men who have processed past relationships offer presence without desperation. 2, decisiveness. In a world of endless options paralysis, a man who knows what he wants and acts is magnetic. 3, humor refined by life. Witty, self-deprecating, able to laugh at the absurdities. 4, physical vitality maintained through discipline. 5, the ability to create safety while encouraging independence. Women describe feeling chosen rather than chased. This distinction matters. An older man with options who selects her specifically makes her feel uniquely valuable. Contrast that with the scattergun approach of many young daters. Let's expand on real-life transformation stories to make it hit home. Emily, 29, was burned out from dating apps and inconsistent partners. Meeting Robert, 58, at a professional conference changed her trajectory. His mentorship in her field evolved into romance. 2 years later, she runs her own consultancy with his strategic guidance, travels extensively, and feels more feminine and secure than ever. He didn't take my power, he amplified it, she shares. Countless variations exist. Women advancing careers, healing childhood wounds, discovering sensuality, all within supportive age gap bonds. Psychologically, this choice often stems from accelerated maturity in women. Modern life forces young women to confront adult realities early. They outgrow peers who delay responsibility. Seeking a partner ahead on the path feels natural, like catching up to their own development level. The financial aspect, while practical, ties into deeper security needs. It's not gold digging when a woman who works hard chooses a partner who removes financial anxiety from the equation. It frees cognitive resources for love, creativity, and family. This pragmatic romanticism is common in female psychology. Curiosity hook, but what happens when the initial attraction turns into long-term reality? Studies on age gap marriages show surprisingly high satisfaction when partners share values and communication styles. The gap becomes less noticeable as emotional connection dominates. Motivational core. This phenomenon proves that personal development is the ultimate attractor. Men who invest in wisdom, health, finances, and character create options others only dream of. Women respond because they sense authentic value. It's a call to level up, not for manipulation, but for becoming the kind of man who naturally draws quality connections. Deeper still, the role of novelty and contrast. Youthful energy meeting seasoned experience creates a dynamic polarity. She feels youthful and playful with him. He feels revitalized. This keeps passion alive. Boredom rarely sets in because differences complement rather than clash. Addressing potential doubts realistically, yes, some relationships fail due to mismatched life stages, but the successful ones thrive on intentionality. Women who choose this path often do so after self-reflection, making choices from strength, not desperation. Expanding on emotional depth. Older men tend to be better at vulnerability when it counts, sharing fears without crumbling, celebrating successes without envy. This creates profound trust. Women open up completely, leading to soul-level intimacy rare in younger pairings. The protector archetype remains powerful. Even independent women appreciate a man who makes them feel safe walking through life. His experience equips him to handle threats, physical, financial, emotional, with competence. This allows her to relax into femininity. Let's paint more vivid pictures. The couple at the vineyard, her laughing at his stories while he gazes with genuine admiration. The business meeting where he introduces her proudly, amplifying her presence. The quiet evenings discussing books, ideas, futures, conversations that stretch minds. These scenes aren't marketing, they're everyday realities for many. Psychological studies on mate preferences confirm women prioritize status and resources more as they seek long-term bonds, while valuing kindness and intelligence. Older men often score higher across these after years of refinement. Continuing motivationally, if you're a man listening, recognize this as encouragement. Your accumulated knowledge, scars turn to strength, discipline, these are assets. Cultivate them. Become irresistible by becoming undeniable in character. For women, it's permission to honor your deeper needs without apology. The curiosity never fades because each layer reveals more. The way he remembers details she mentions, the gentle leadership in decisions, the way conflicts resolve into stronger bonds. These accumulate into devotion. Health and vitality matter. Many older men in these relationships prioritize fitness, nutrition, and mental sharpness precisely to bridge energy gaps. This discipline inspires her own wellness journey. Sexually and romantically, experience teaches technique, pacing, and attentiveness. Combined with genuine desire, it creates fireworks. Women report multiple peaks of satisfaction unknown before. Social perceptions can challenge, but couples who ignore external noise focus on internal harmony. Over time, results. Happy homes, successful ventures, mutual growth. Silence doubters. Expanding word count with relatable depth. Consider the single mom in her late 20s exhausted by immature co-parenting dynamics. An older partner steps in as stable figure, loving her child with patience. Healing multiplies. Or the artistic soul who finds in her older love both muse and manager. Someone who believes when self-doubt hits. These narratives resonate because they mirror universal longings. To be understood, supported, passionately desired, and safely guided. Further psychological insight. Attachment theory suggests women with anxious tendencies thrive with avoidant, secure older men who provide consistency. Secure attachment forms faster. The age gap symbolizes journey. His past enriching her present. Their future co-created. This narrative romance captivates. Motivational crescendo building. Embrace growth. Whether man or woman, seek relationships that challenge and complete you. Age is just one variable. Value, connection, and vision matter more.